A new, cheaper, lighter Nintendo Switch by the end of June. No new Nintendo Switch model. These are the conflicting things that we are hearing. And for a while, reports were building and building towards what seemed to be a new Switch model launching this summer. And now Nintendo kind of shatters that by saying this in their financial call. Furukawa told reporters, as a general rule, we're always working on new hardware, and we will announce it when we are able to sell it. But we have no plans to announce that at this year's E3 in June. Now, Gabe, this is very interesting to me. And before we get into our own commentary and analysis, I do want to make note that we see many of you are so skeptical of this whole new Switch thing. Whether it's a rumor from a message board, whether it's a report from Bloomberg or Wall Street Journal, so many of you say that this is all just hearsay and it is all probably a mirage. And now it would seem like Nintendo is saying, hey, these rumors aren't true at all. No hardware at this E3. What are you guys talking about? But there is another side to this story.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Zach, if you're a company and you have a new product coming out in June, but you already have a product that you want to keep selling until then, wouldn't you just go say like, hey, no, there's nothing happening, guys, just keep buying this other product? It makes sense that Nintendo would say something like this. And to be frank, I don't expect this new iteration to be revealed during E3. I don't think that's happening. It will be revealed maybe after, maybe before, not during.
Yeah, so there are a couple of scenarios here where Furukawa could still be completely telling the truth, and it still happens. I mean, you're right, Gabe. Like, in no way would I expect the Switch Mini, Switch Lite, Switch Portable, whatever it's called, to be unveiled during this call. I think from a hype and just marketing perspective, that makes no sense. And you're right, from a sales perspective, why announce a console that could be exciting, could be cheaper, could be better, when you still want to move as many units as possible? You know, we don't have to speak too extensively on their numbers, but they're disappointing is what people are saying. And so why add more trouble to that by unveiling that, hey, yeah, we might have a new console at E3. But you're also right, Gabe, that maybe they don't mention it at E3. Perhaps there is a direct beforehand. Perhaps there is some presentation afterwards. Heck, they don't even need a presentation. They do tweets and trailers without any fanfare. They could just drop this at any point. So I know that right now it looks like sound the horns, all the rumors and reports were false. But I still want people to remember that organizations like Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal aren't just pulling things out of thin air. For them to report at this level, and remember, Wall Street Journal was talking to different production companies. Bloomberg has multiple sources. Where there is smoke, there is usually fire. And just because Nintendo isn't coming in and unveiling their new project right now, I still think there is a pretty good chance that we get a Switch Mini in 2019.
Well, I think there is more than a pretty good chance. And I know, like, a lot of people say, no, it's just like rumors, like, stop talking about it, it's not even happening. Guys, it is happening. Make no mistake, this will happen this year. You know, will it happen maybe during June? I don't even know. I won't even go as far to say that it's happening in June. But we are getting an iteration this year. I think that is 100% happening. There's so many different sources saying this, and I don't think all of these sources are just like making things up. They gain absolutely nothing from that. Bloomberg and the Wall Street Journal in particular, like, they have a reputation and a name to uphold. They don't just make things up. They've spoken to people that are in the know. This thing is happening. I guess at this point it just becomes a matter of when they decide to announce it. And if they're using E3 for a big Super Mario Maker blowout and, you know, showing Animal Crossing and some big new Pokemon information, yeah, maybe some of that stuff gets like drowned out a little bit by the announcement of some new hardware, and too much of the focus goes on that. So yeah, I'd be perfectly fine with it being announced before or after E3.
Yeah, I think that's totally fine as well, especially since this will be the smaller model. It's not like, oh, they have exciting, you know, more powerful tech to show and really want to put out before the world. This is and will be mostly a marketing move to move more units, and that is going to be great for consumers, whether it's announced at E3 or not. And maybe they do spend with the game lineup they have, because they did in the same call affirm the release date windows for all their titles, and everything still seems to be on track for 2019, so they need time to talk Luigi's Mansion and Animal Crossing, and maybe they feel it does get a little bit muddied if they bring in a new, cheaper Switch, and what do people do with that, and do people feel weird about their current Switch? Maybe just get them excited about the games. I still think the Mario Maker 2 date at the end of June is curious. I still think that there is a chance that it could be paired with a launch of a Switch Mini. I think it's extra interesting that there is a stylus promotion for Super Mario Maker 2, but even though Furukawa, their leader, is saying we have no plans, that's not saying that there isn't one, and that's not saying that there absolutely won't be. So for now, yes, maybe we hold off on these rumors, but as the reports, I assume, continue to come in as we approach E3, it will be very hard to ignore the fact that there probably still is a console coming.
Exactly.
Maybe it's just not tied to the big June show.
I do want to say one thing though, guys. I was gonna say we, but I don't want to speak for Zach. I personally get tired of these things too. Like, I don't like so many like rumors about this thing. I want just like official information, just like y'all do. I would love that, but you know, unfortunately, we are a channel that is dedicated to Nintendo, and when some of these rumors like pop up, it's almost impossible not to talk about them because they are exciting. Just
well, and they're not just rumors. Like, let's be clear that a report from Wall Street Journal is a quantum leap ahead of a rumor that is found randomly on the internet. That is a very different scenario.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But new hardware is always exciting, so it's hard for us to not get excited. And when we get excited about something, we like to talk. And Zach and I talk an awful lot. So yeah, I mean, obviously, be prepared for more of that leading to E3. All types of talk, whether it be about the Switch Mini or not. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited for this thing as we are. Even though it might be a console that many of you might not even be interested in because it's a smaller version that's a little cheaper.
And I also want to end by pointing out that there were no new 3DS titles mentioned at this call when they discussed their coming release calendar. What does Nintendo replace that with? So no matter what Furukawa says, maybe it's not June after all. What will Nintendo do to catapult that space into a new era and start selling to that audience once again if there is no new games for their current portable craze? Think about it. Let us know your take in the comments down below, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and our home for E3. We're getting close, Gabe. Getting close. It's time to start counting the weeks, not the months, which is super exciting. So we'll have lots more coming for you soon. Until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. For myself and Gabe, SwitchForce out.